Today I was talking about the role of soil carbon and how it's influenced by grazing management. Um, One of the key findings out of that is that when we look at the scientific evidence around soil carbon sequestration, grazing management doesn't have a large influence. But this is quite opposite of the popular belief, where it's been associated with soil carbon increases and some of the recent ACCU announcements. One of the reasons that we don't see a lot of change with grazing management and soil carbon is because often the pasture productivity doesn't change very much. And so sometimes when we do see changes with grazing management, it's often associated with a few other things like increases in soil fertility that are implemented at the same time. And particularly if you're measuring between two time points, we find that there can be seasonal increases in soil carbon that are due to better seasons or specific situations. But over the long term, there's ups and downs, and that increase might go down in the future. Look, before you do anything about carbon, you need to baseline your emissions on your farm, and so you know what emissions you've actually got, because that will tell you about your future liabilities if your supply chain starts asking you about carbon and ask you to reduce your carbon. So one of the first things to do is to understand those emissions, and then you can make an assessment about whether sequestration in soil is going to be part of your business. So whether you need to offset some of your own emissions, or whether you're looking to do a soil carbon project and sell that off farm to someone else. And if you do that, you then can't use that against your own emissions. So you can't do both. So some of the things that consistently increase soil carbon is land use change from cropping to pastures, and that's any type of pasture. So it's just the removing of the disturbance with cropping is what increases the carbon. The other one that is quite consistent is the use of fertiliser, particularly superphosphate fertiliser, and that's been associated with build-ups of carbon in systems as well. Most of the other things have variable responses or very specific responses in certain situations.